BP. What is this right here? The control. What does that mean for a upgrade? Well, an enemy that is, let's go to my my seize an enemy front action to kind of show you, or seize an enemy upgrade, to show you how it goes. Your goon must be on a front that is adjacent to one controlled by the same enemy and where they have no goons. So we can have no goons by it, and it has to be a place that I control. The seize roll is the same as seizing fronts. You roll the 20-sided dice. You have to try to roll above the upgrade's control, which is a little fist icon. So in this case, for the security camera here, the control is 18. So in order to try to take this over, to take control of it, they would have to roll the 20-sided dice here and get above an 18, which in that case they did. So a 20 is definitely above 18. So that would have been a success. But let's go back to the card here. So in order to seize an upgrade, you have to roll the 20-sided dice and get above the upgrade's control. If you succeed and have an open auxiliary slot, you can place it in your open auxiliary slot. It's now yours and you may use it. And if it has exhaust tokens on it, replace them with your own. And if you have no open auxiliary slots, then you cannot seize up front. Or the other thing you can do if you succeed your roll is you may send it to the owner's morgue and earn the reputation equal to its control. If you fail, nothing happens. It just burns the action that you are trying to do, or burns your goon action of try to seize an enemy upgrade. So yeah, kinda neat. You can try to control enemy things here. You could, if you roll above this number, you can either take control of it yourself, and then you would have it on in your auxiliary area, provided you have a slot for it. Or you could just say, yep, let's just take it out of the game, and you would get the 18 reputation for taking control of it. So, and that is how seizing upgrades works. So now that we know that, let's get back to the game. So, all right, that was my draw phase, correct? Now we have the influence phase, where I reset my influence to 10. Let's go ahead and do that right here. Boom. All right. Restore phase, remove one exhaust token from all of my cards that I control. So that would be him. We'll just flip it over, because again, these little tokens here are your player tokens that show you that this goon belongs to me. There is possibility that another player could come with a deck that has Zibbler Follies in it, or a malevolent goons in it. So the colors would be the same. So in order to differentiate that, we have these different player tokens to see. So for instance, if this was a 4-player game, 2 of us would be playing to this side of the front, whereas 2 other players would be playing to that side of the front. So you need some way of telling the cards apart, and well, this is what I came up with. This was the resources I had, so that's what I'm using. That's what the player tokens are for. So let's go ahead and finish restoring the rest of my cards here. Okay. The one thing I need to do this turn is take back Zibbler Casino, because he only needs 8 points to trigger end game, which means he probably will win if he does that, and I don't want that. So what are we gonna do? Well, I think what we'll do is we'll start with some attacks. So I'm going to use Gibby Maelstrom. I'm going to use the goon action, attack an enemy goon. And since a bodyguard is here, we have to get through the bodyguard first. So he will try to do that. So he's got 3 chances. At 4, I wonder actually, because he could use logistics. Let's use logistics. That will cost me some influence to use it, but it'll be a great demonstration. So what does logistics do? I think I covered this before, but let's look at it again. Logistics moves 1 goon per success to a front of your choice. Add 1 exhaust token to each goon moved in this way. Yeah, this is a good move, at least from demonstration purposes, to try here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use 3 chances to try to move the bodyguard off of this front. So we're going to get Jimmy the Nose out of here. That's what we want to do. We want to get Jimmy the Nose out of here. So my goon's logistics score is 4. So I'm going to spend 3 influence so that I can roll 3 dice on my talent check. So let's go ahead and drop that to 3. Let me get a 3rd dice for my talent check. And we'll check here for the chart. So again, with the chart abilities, you have to roll a number of successes in order to succeed. And the number of successful rolls needed is based on the rarity of the card you are trying to affect. So in this case, I am trying to affect Jimmy the Nose here, who is a black bordered card, a common card. So for common cards, we look here, we only need 1 success. So I'm going to roll all 3 of these dice, hope I get below Gibby's logistics score, and I did right there. Boom. Logistics score of 4 right here. So I would need a 3, 2, or 1 for a success. I got 1 success, but again, if you get an ace on a talent check, you could re-roll the check to roll again. We might do this because you can, with logistics, if you look at it again here, moves 1 goon per success to a front of my choice. Maybe I can get both of these goons off of this front. That might be worthwhile. So let's go ahead and just roll that 1, and we might be able to move both of these guys. But the Dice Lords say no. I rolled a 5, and his logistics score is 4, so it is not below his talent score, so that did not count as success. But we did get the 1 success to move Jimmy the Nose, the bodyguard, off of here. And I think I'll put him right here. We'll move him over here. And then we exhaust him when we move him. We add an exhaust token. So since he already had his player token on him, he just turned him to the exhaust side. Because if he was already exhausted, so if his little player token here was turned to the exhaust side, we would add a second exhaust token to him. And what that does is, well, it stacks them up like that. What that means is on the enemy's restore phase, when they get to their restore phase, you would remove 1 exhaust token from him. If he has 2 exhaust tokens on him, they would only get to remove 1 exhaust token, and they would still be exhausted, so they couldn't use them for a turn. So logistics, the talent logistics kind of can lock a player out of using a goon. He is now exhausted, and I am not going to do anything else. Actually, let me check here. Let me double check my goon talents. Okay, so let's see. We tried to use a talent, and we succeeded at logistics, moving Jimmy the Nose off of that tile. So now I still have 1 action left. I could try one of these deals here. Attack a vacant front or try to seize a front. I don't have enough to seize, because in order to seize a front, if we go over here to Goon Actions, try to seize a front, there are no enemy goons at a front, and you have at least 4 friendly goons there, you can attempt to seize control of it. And then, yeah, you would roll the 1d20 and try to get above the front's control. So I can't do that, so that's off the list of stuff. It's not vacant because he has a goon over here, right? He still has Carl Rash there, so I can't really even touch the front at all. I can move to a different front, but I don't want to do that. Or I could attack an enemy upgrade, downgrade, or try to seize one of these. But in order to seize an enemy upgrade, My goon must be on a front that is adjacent to one controlled by the same enemy and where they have no goons. So again, I am not adjacent to a front, and for adjacency purposes, if you get to the edge here, the only thing adjacent to this is this card. So Han's Holistic Healing is not considered adjacent to Zibbler Casino, but Zibbler Casino is considered adjacent to the Baker Street Rec Center here. So I'd like to try to seize control of the gun turret, but I can't do that because I'm not next to an adjacent front that they control. So I think my buddy here is done for now. He will stay there. I'm gonna bring in Gunther Rice, so 4 influence to play Gunther Rice. Drop him down to that. Throw him out here, and he will try to attack Carl Rash with his second action. So Gunther has 3 chance, so we get 3 dice to roll, and Gunther has to get below a 4 to get a success. Wow, look at those aces. 1, 2, 3 successes. Gunther does 2 damage per success. That's 6 damage already. Well, Carl only has 6 health, so Carl is a goner. Like I said, we rolled 2 aces, so if we needed to roll more damage, we could re-roll these dice to try to get more damage, but we don't need to do that since we already killed Carl Rash. Throw him into my opponent's graveyard. Whenever you kill a goon, you get 2 reputation, and now we move to Sizzlong Dupree. I put a player token on him. Sizzlong will try to attack Frankie Two Ears here because we don't want him doing any more drive-bys. So Sizzlong has a chance of 2 and a combat of 3. So chance of 2 means he gets to roll 2 dice, and we're looking for a number below 3. All right, we got 1. We got 1 success from Sizzlong, so 1 success equals 2 damage. So Jimmy the Nose takes 2 wounds. Jimmy the Nose takes 2 wounds here. So let's grab one of the 2 wound tokens. Throw that on old Jimmy the Nose so we know. So he is wounded, and I have exhausted Sizzlong. And then now, can I do the reaping? I think I've spent too much influence. Yeah, I only have 3 influence left. We could do Bones of the Fallen. Let's do that. We'll spend our 3 influence to do the Bones of the Fallen. Does X damage to any target where X equals the number of goons in my morgue. Defense still applies. We got 1, 2, 3 goons in my morgue, so that is 3 damage. So I will play the Bones of the Fallen. And I will say one other thing to this playing an instant. If the enemy player has enough, has a card of the same color in their hand, a same rarity, and they had enough influence to play it, they could play it to counter any instant that I have. Or if it's a blue card, so 1 step up from a common card, if it is an uncommon card, the player could play 2 black bordered cards to counter it, or 1 of their blue instant cards to counter my instant. And then likewise, if they played a red instant, red bordered instant card, they could play either 3 black instant cards or 2 blue instant cards in order to counter it, or 1 red card to counter it. So there is a way to counter it, but it's very rare. That's kind of where the auxiliary would come in handy. Like, say you get an instant here that you may not want, you don't think it'll be very useful in the game, but you could use it for for countering other instants, you could put it down into your auxiliary and use it that way. But since they can't do anything about that right now, I just play Bones of the Fallen, do my 3 damage to Frankie Two Ears here, and get him out of the game. So Frankie Two Ears is dead. Throw him in my opponent's morgue. I killed a goon, so I get 2 more reputation, and I've been keeping track of here, but let's see, we're on 14 on the reputation track, so we can move that down there. And I don't have any influence left, so it's back to my opponent. Oh, and actually, before we go back to my opponent, remember, when you play an instant, you've spent the card, so it goes into the morgue, like so. And I forgot, I still have Draco here, who hasn't acted yet, so I can have him attack. I think we'll attack Fats. Since there's a bodyguard here now, we can't attack Fats directly, like I would like to, so we have to attack Jimmy the Nose. Draco has 3 chances with a combat of 4, so let's go ahead and grab my 3 dice and back out here a little bit and roll. I think I only got 1 success for Draco. Yep, the 3 is 1 success, but Draco does 4 damage per success. So 4 damage to Jimmy the Nose here. Jimmy the Nose is a bodyguard, so he has 2 defense. So we minus that defense from that 4 damage, giving us a total of 2 damage left. So Jimmy the Nose would take 2 wounds. So I'm going to put the 2 wound token on him right there. All right, and I think we'll exhaust Draco, and now it's my opponent's turn. Okay, my opponent's turn, faces a play. He's going to draw until he has 5 cards in his hand. All right, boom. 4, 5. Oh, what is this? Looks nasty. Assassination. Assassination costs 6, and it can instantly kill 1 target enemy goon in play if no bodyguard is with them. So that is pretty handy. He might want to play that. He would probably play that on, but he's got to wait till his action phase. Let's get through the rest of the phases first, VP. So that's the draw phase. Influence phase. Influence goes back up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. And then it's the restore phase. So we get rid of all. We restore all of his goons. Again, it's just flipping over the character token. I guess I forgot to put 1 on Fats there. Okay, restore phase. You can either look on the card for the phases of play, or there's an actual phases of play card here as well. And now we're back to the action and deploy phase. So what will they do? Let's see, they want to spend 6 to do assassination. That leaves 4. So they'll probably get Lars out here somewhere. And they're probably going to try to close down this front here. So let's spend 4. Okay. Lars comes out. Lars will attack. He's going to attack Gibby. He's going to attack Gibby Millstrom here. So Lars has 5 chances and 5 combat. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lars is pretty mean. So let's see what he can pull off here. Okay. Looks like he's pulled off quite a bit. He does 2 damage per success. How many successes did we get? His combat's 5, so we need a 4, 3, 2, or 1 for success. That is almost all the cards with 2 aces. Right off the bat, it's 4 successes for 8 damage. And then if he wanted to, he could re-roll these ones, but since the target he is going for is already dead, he will not have to worry about that. So that goes to my graveyard. He gets 2 more victory points or reputation for destroying a goon, and now I don't control this. He doesn't control it yet either, but he's going to attempt to control it now for the win, actually. Wait a minute, why is he at 4? Lars was 4, which would bring him down to 6. And then he would play the assassination boom for 6. And yeah, he's just going to go out and boom, he's going to assassinate my Gunther Rice that's here. Instantly kill 1 target enemy goon in play if no bodyguard is with him. No bodyguard is with him, so he goes to the graveyard, or the morgue. Since he sent a goon to the morgue, he's at 36. And just like that, his instant card goes to his graveyard, to his morgue. And just like that, he is in control of Zippler Casino and Resort, and he is exhausted.